All right, I just wanted to do an update video. I haven't been on here much lately, but I have a bunch of LTZ 400s right now. Oh, I just tripped. Um, let's start with the one I bought yesterday. This one I picked up for 1400. Has the HMF exhaust. Almost has both the tabs. This one's broken, but the other one is actually okay, which is kind of rare on these. Pretty new rear tires. The swing arm's actually pretty decent, which is nice. But it's got that American flag look where the seat has the flag built into the design of the overall quad, which is kind of a cool look. But yeah, it's hard to hold the camera like that. But I picked this one up yesterday, 1400 with title. The title gives it all the value, obviously. And this one's not too bad. It actually ran when I got there. I drove like an hour and a half to get this one. It's kind of hard to see. But it's missing, let's see, in here, it's missing the, there was no air filter at all. It's missing the cage for the air filter. And it's missing the heel guard here. So I gotta get that, but this one does run fine. It's way too lean. It was obvious when I got there, you kind of had to put your hand and choke it a little bit just to get it running, but once it gets going, it does run. So I'm hoping, it unfortunately doesn't have the Mikuni carb on it, so I'm probably gonna have to jet that. I'm gonna try some OEM jets, and then if not, I'll just have to buy a Mikuni carb. But that is the titled LTZ 400 I got yesterday. Not too bad. I think I am gonna do the seat just to get the full price I want out of it. I think typically titled these sell for 2,300, even with a little bit of raggedness to them. So pretty decent bike. I already ordered a good bit of what I need for that. There's my Raptor. It's been my Raptor, my rider that I actually, you know, will take riding if I go anywhere. Nothing crazy about that one, but just for future reference, I want to have that in a video. Inside of here, it is a madhouse. I mean, when you're working on 4 quads simultaneously, it gets a little nuts. We'll start with this one. I paid some kid, what, 800 bucks, I think? I think I paid 8 for this one. It is obviously rough, but he was like, yeah, I rode it in my backyard. He was a 16-year-old. I legitimately bought it from a 16-year-old. And he's like, yeah, I was riding in my backyard. It stopped running. I don't know anything about quads. And yeah, I'm stepping on everything. But it's ragged. And I was like, oh, it's probably an easy fix. So I'll sell it for cheap, 1,500 bucks, whatever. Ended up being more. So let's start with the head. I'll show you. The head on it had a valve that was pretty darn cupped. It's right here. You're not going to be able to see it very well. So here's the 2 intake valves. Let's see if I can show it at all. Yeah, you can't see it. But one of the valves was cupped so bad that when you're shimming it, you could not get the, even within measurable gap on the shims. So I had to, that head is actually in the works. I got brand new OEM valves, and that's going to go on my black one here down the road. This has been my parts cart for the other ones while I work on these ones. So I already had the black one head off because I'm redoing that engine. It's got a cracked case, which is a whole nother story, but I had the head off anyway, so I dropped it onto this one, and she ran fine. I cleaned it up, I power washed it, and then I took it down the road to try and dry it off, essentially, and then take photos. Had the towel on me and everything. And then it stopped working. I broke down, and like, whatever, 20 minutes later, I was like, I give up. My neighbor ended up towing me back with a rope in neutral, and it's kind of funny. But what happened was, and apparently this is quite common, is the nuts that hold down the one-way bearing and your flywheel backed out, completely stripped them. All 6 of them look like this now. You can see they're all completely snapped off. They're supposed to be about an inch long or so. And yeah, they all just completely snapped inside of there. I think I have it. They backed out really easy, actually. So luckily the flywheel's fine. Everything else is actually okay. But yeah, it backed completely out of these, and it destroyed the stator, which is over here. It like shredded this stator, which is obvious, and that's why I broke down, was because the stator looks like this now. So when they backed out, they actually hit the stator and caused it to not have sparks. So I had to pay 70 bucks for an OEM stator, shipped it over, and I just dropped it in yesterday. And so she's back together. All I have left on this one is I just had to put a few things back together, put oil back in, and I'm hoping I can get her on the market today. We'll jump on the next one. Is this, I called this cart. This is a yellow LTZ 400. The plastics are actually decent. I think they're over here. It's got nice plastics. I mean, way better than that piece of trash. But in the front ones, I think it is missing the light. Yeah, but pretty good plastics on this one. I called this one the parts bike because I bought it for a swing arm and a few other stuff just to work on some for this black one. But it ended up being quite decent. The engine actually turned over fine, had compression, so I started putting everything together, and this one went quite well until it didn't. I'm trying to think. I bought an OEM Mikuni carburetor for it. I got it on eBay for like $100, which is quite cheap. It also happened to be the dirtiest carburetor I've ever taken apart. But I got a Shindy kit for it, so I have like 150 in the carburetor, and it definitely looks like it's leaking gas. But yeah, this one, it'll start, but after just a short bit, as soon as it gets warm at all, it's cutting out. I thought for a long time it might have been weak spark, but it's not weak spark. So this one, I bought a wiring harness for it. That's my next step. It'll run, but it doesn't run for long. So this one's close, but not there yet. I paid 700 bucks for this one. It was supposed to be a parts quad, and it actually runs well when it runs until it doesn't. So I still got to get that one going. That one was a pretty good deal. It doesn't have a title, so obviously not worth near as much. Those two yellow ones are just untitled. The black one, I have another black one. I've had this one the longest. It was, I think, in one of my videos. I might not have posted it, but this one ran great. It just needed basically a tune-up, and then it turned out that the guy who did a valve change on it got a bunch of dirt down in the head. So like when you clean these things and you're working, you know, up in here, if you don't clean this well and you're really not careful about doing your valve changes, a lot of that dirt falls in there and then gets on top of your cylinder and everything, and it literally seized the piston or the rings in the piston, and when I took it apart, you could literally like feel and see the rings were just all gummed up. So whoever did that valve change just did such a bad job that it ended up causing the rings to seize, and the rings actually scarred the cylinder. So I had to buy an OEM cylinder for this one, and just rings, put it all back together, and that one ran amazing. Everything was fine with it, and then I realized it was actually busted down by the shift shaft, which is the age-old story with the LTZ 400s. Unfortunately, so like perfectly running bike, but has a hole. So this one, I'm in the process. I bought a bottom end that I just tore apart 2 days ago. Let's see. So I got pretty much everything in the box here and over there, and I have my new cases. But when I took it apart, see, left side looks actually perfectly fine here, which is the expensive side. But on the right side, there was damage. So they busted the transmission up, which is fine. I didn't care about that and the chunks in there, but they dealt, let's see, that chunk right there. And I'm pretty sure I have to weld that up or something because oil is not meant to go through down there from underneath your piston. I'm pretty sure that'll mess it up. I don't know. I'm not sure if I should just send it or try a different case, which you're not supposed to do unmated cases, or if I should try and weld it. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. I don't know if that's a big deal, if that is just opened or not, but it'd be nice to know if anybody has any experience with that. Let's see. I do have, so the black one, yeah. So I just have to, I have to completely tear this out and then use the bottom end cases from over there, put that all back together. And then this is a titled, decent bike. It's got brand new tires and a few things here and there. It's kind of goofy, but I'm hoping, I think I paid too much for this one, obviously, with the busted case. If I'd have seen the busted case, I would have walked away instantly. The guy lied to me, said it didn't have a busted case, and then it even had cracks in the swing arm. I asked him if it had that, and he said no. And I shouldn't have bought it. I think I paid $14 for it. It's titled in my name, 14. But yeah, you got to check out if you're buying an LTZ 400. The place to look is right where the shift shaft, this shift shaft right here, right where it comes out. Look on the underside of that spherical area of the case. See if it you can feel it almost always down there, and you can see that. Or sometimes they're busted right here along the where the shifter cable is, where actually, what is it, the clutch cable opens up your clutch. So it's either there or it's down under there. So always check that when you buy an LTZ 400. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that one running today. This one needs a full rebuild, so that's going to take some time. That one needs the wiring harness, which is coming from California. I was recommended to get Caltric. I might regret that. Maybe I should have done an OEM for like $20 more, but I'm going with brand new because, I don't know, I feel like it's risky on so much wiring to do used. But yeah, right now I have 4 LTZ 400s in the works, which is just kind of goofy. But lastly is this LTZ 250, which I paid. It is titled in my name. I paid $800 for it. And this one needed a starter. I was hoping that was all it was, but I put the starter in and it runs. It does run. It needs an air filter and stuff, and the boot is actually wrecked. So I'm gonna put the OEM, I'm gonna put a new boot on there and an air filter and see how it runs. And then if it's still running poorly, I'm gonna do a valve adjustment, and if it still runs poorly, then I might have to do rings. I don't know. I'll look into it. It's got great compression, but it was blowing a little bit of smoke, so we'll see. It has not the OEM stock, which kind of throws me off because the noise sounds a little different. But I'm hoping that once I put the new boot and air filter on there, it will be good. So I'm hoping to have 900 to 1,000 in this tops, and these sell. My last one I sold was a little cleaner, but I sold that one for $21.50 titled. So yeah, that one should be a good deal, even if I have to do rings, I guess, worst case scenario. But that's what I currently have going on. It's been a madhouse. There's parts just everywhere. It's been, I like to keep them there so when I get back, everything's right where I had it. But when my daughter's running around, it gets mad. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I just wanted to do an update video, mostly for my own reference down the road, just to kind of say what's going on. I still need to fix my red golf cart. Dang thing. The solenoid went out, and that's so easy, but I've been prioritizing the quads for now. So works a little slow, so I've been trying to knock out some of these quads. So yeah, hopefully I'll have all these up and running in the next couple weeks. A lot of parts take, I mean, a lot of them are 4 to 6 days, especially some of the stuff coming out of California that's shipping USPS. So, but yeah, appreciate the video. Peace out.